Welcome back to Health Talk by DRD Natural Health. In today's video, we will be looking at a topic that is not talked about very often. So, we will hear people talk about menopause, and a lot of discussions are going on surrounding menopause. All the symptoms and everything, and there are, many health discussions on menopause, but not that many on andropause. And so we want to look at that today because it is, I believe, it is a problem for our males, and they don't talk about it a lot. Men usually don't talk about things, but even women don't talk about it a lot because I think they don't understand what it is really. So the andropause is really the age-related decline in testosterone levels in men. So it's their menopause, right? So they have andropause, we have menopause. And it's going to happen somewhere in the 40s, 50s, maybe late 40s, early 50s. And again, it also depends on how active this person is, right? So we know that testosterone is the primary sex hormone for men, just as how estrogen is for women. And the men going through andropause will experience certain symptoms. And some of these symptoms are fatigue, mood swings. They will have insomnia. They're lacking sleep or even falling asleep so very often. There is decreased body fat. Sorry, not decrease, increase. There's an increase in body fat, and there is erectile dysfunction and low libido. Now, that is where I believe most of the challenge will be seen. Unlike menopause, menopause is a sudden stop. Andropause takes time. So it's a gradual process, right? So it happens over time. And I think that our men are not sure what is happening to them, and they don't know, they don't want to talk to anyone because it's their ego. And I think wives should be knowledgeable on the topic so that they too can bring the subject up if they realize that there are symptoms, right? So if you realize that there have been changes in the way your husband would respond to sexual activities, or that he's having erectile dysfunction, then that's a good time to bring the topic up. So husbands should be free to talk to their wives about it, and vice versa. However, if it has always been a problem with having discussions amongst each other, then they're definitely not going to talk about it. So what's the worst thing that happens in most marriages when erectile dysfunction happens, or when a man goes into andropause? We realize that that's when a number of our men will have a relationship on the outside. The novelty of a relationship outside, the newness of it, will allow them to think that, oh, nothing is really wrong with me. So maybe they are able to function effectively outside with someone else, and not realizing that, okay, it's because of the newness of it, which will go away after a while. And so they will stray during that time. I don't think there is a need for that to happen if ongoing discussions are had, and if our men are willing to talk. Even if you don't want to talk to your wives, then you can talk to your doctor, who will guide you in the right direction. And I'm sure there is somebody that you trust that you can talk to But I know men don't talk about, usually men don't talk about sexual activities anyways. Um, but there are things that can be done to ensure that once the decline has started, that they can make the changes to work on that. There are herbs that they can take. There are other supplements. There are other things they can do, ensure that they're active. Drinking enough water, you're exercising, you're getting enough rest, you're eating properly, things like those that you need to do to ensure that as you go through that stage of life, it is not a challenge, right? And wives and husbands can work together to ensure that just as how the wife needs help or needs understanding going through menopause, the wives also need to be understanding as their husbands are going through andropause. I hope that this video was helpful and that it will even encourage our men to seek help so that your marriages can continue to be successful, fulfilling, and enriching. Until our next video, bye.